Today, we're going to go deep into a comparison that looks simple on the surface, but reveals a huge truth about survival and off-grid living. One tool versus full gear. What actually changes when you limit yourself to a single tool versus having a complete setup? And why this difference is not just about convenience, but about how systems function over time. At the beginning, using just one tool feels powerful. You pick something versatile, usually a knife, and it immediately gives you capability. You can cut, shape, build, process materials, and interact with your environment in ways that are impossible with bare hands. Compared to having nothing, one tool feels like a massive advantage. It gives you control, and for a short time, that control feels like enough. So in the early phase, things seem manageable. You can start building a basic shelter, preparing wood, and creating kindling. You can process food if you manage to get any. The tool becomes your main way of turning raw materials into something usable. Every action goes through it, and it feels efficient at first. But very quickly, the limitations begin to show. Because survival is not one task, it's multiple systems running at the same time. A single tool can help with many things, but it cannot fully support all systems. It helps you cut wood, but it doesn't create fire. It helps you shape materials, but it doesn't carry water. It helps you prepare food, but it doesn't secure it in the first place. So what happens is this. You start compensating with effort. Tasks that would normally be simple become more complex. You need to improvise more, think more, and work harder to achieve the same result. And that extra effort adds up quickly. Water becomes a challenge. Your tool might help you access or modify materials, but it doesn't solve collection, transport, or purification. Without containers or filtration, you're relying on basic methods that take time and don't always provide consistency. Fire is another example. Your tool can help prepare materials, but it doesn't guarantee ignition. Without a proper fire starting method, you're relying on skill, conditions, and time. And if you fail, you lose warmth and safe water. Food highlights the limitation even more. A tool helps you process food, but it doesn't guarantee that you can get it. Hunting, trapping, fishing, these require more than one tool. They require systems, setups, and time. By the second or third phase, the pattern becomes clear. With one tool, everything is possible, but nothing is efficient. You can survive for a period of time, but you're constantly working, constantly adapting, and always close to a problem. Now let's shift to full gear. At the beginning, the difference is immediate. Instead of relying on one tool to do everything, you have specialized tools for specific tasks. Cutting tools, fire starting tools, water filtration, containers, cooking equipment, shelter materials, each system has support. Tasks become faster. More importantly, they become predictable. Instead of improvising every step, you follow processes that work consistently. You don't just attempt to make fire, you create it. You don't just find water, you collect, filter, and store it. You don't just build shelter, you construct something stable and reliable. Time starts to shift in your favor. Because you're not spending all your energy maintaining basic survival, you have time to improve your setup. You can reinforce your shelter, organize your space, build better systems, and plan ahead. You move from reacting to controlling your environment. Energy management improves as well. With the right gear, tasks require less effort. You conserve energy instead of constantly spending it. And that creates a positive cycle. More energy means better decisions, faster work, and a more stable system overall. But full gear introduces a different kind of responsibility. Now you have systems to maintain. Tools can break. Equipment needs care. Supplies can run out. And if you rely on gear without understanding how it works, you create a dependency. This is where the real comparison becomes clear. One tool is maximum simplicity, minimum support. Full gear is maximum support, higher complexity. With one tool, you are forced to rely on skill, adaptability, and effort. You understand the basics because you have no choice. But the cost is constant pressure and limited efficiency. With Full Gear, you gain efficiency, stability, and control. Systems work together, reducing effort and increasing reliability. But you must manage those systems properly, or they become points of failure. And that leads to the most important realization. The difference is not just about tools, it's about systems. One tool helps you interact with your environment. Full Gear helps you build systems that work over time. And survival is not about a single moment, it's about maintaining those systems consistently. So what's the real takeaway? Relying on one tool proves what's possible. It shows you how to adapt and how to think. Using Full Gear shows you what's sustainable. It allows you to reduce effort, increase stability, and create a life that doesn't depend on constant struggle. The strongest approach is not choosing one or the other. It's understanding how to operate with one tool so you're never completely dependent. And using Full Gear to build systems that make life efficient and stable. Because in the end, tools don't determine survival. How you use them and how you build systems around them does. If you want more deep, realistic breakdowns like this about survival and off-grid living, make sure to subscribe to Off Grid Life Tech.